Good evening and welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Real Estate of Canada, broker of record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. Today's topic is about mortgage affordability and real estate market update. For your information, I'm licensed principal broker and also Canada Express Mortgage Brokerage license number 13241. I'm licensed to practice mortgage financing in the province of Ontario. So today's topic is mortgage affordability. When a buyer comes to you to buy a property, and what steps a buyer should be doing it without even thinking about it. The most important thing for anyone is to determine the budget of your affordability, how much you can afford, what is your budget, your expenses. So four things comes to your mind when you talk about mortgage affordability. First of all is a land transfer tax. When you buy a property, a land transfer tax is the biggest cost after purchasing the property. In addition to lawyer fee, those are not very significant based on size of the property or value of the property. The biggest cost expense is land transfer tax. And if you are buying a property in Toronto, then you have a municipal land transfer tax, you have a Ontario land transfer tax. There are two taxes. As I mentioned in previous episode, each big city mayor are facing challenges with the infrastructure deficit. Now Ontario election is over. Premier Doug Ford is again been mandated by the public to run the country, the province for the next 4 years. So would he allow amalgamation of these new law or legislative power given to this big city to deal with the infrastructure deficit? As I mentioned to you, Mississauga has about $3.5 billion deficit, and the cities are getting old. They need new bridges, the library, roads, and community centers. So they need that. So land transfer tax is the first thing that comes to your mind. Second thing is a mortgage loan. And I'm going to go with you a little bit through the system. If you go to city-pro.net and you're buying or selling, click on that icon and there's a drop, it's called calculator. So you will see that there is 4 calculators. So first one is land transfer tax, second one is a mortgage calculation tax, then the other one is mortgage affordability calculator. This is very critical when you're buying it. And fourth one is CMHC, premium calculator. When you are paying less than 20% conventional down payment, you need to borrow money, the lender will send you to CMHC to calculate and get this protection, because this is a high risk mortgage and the risk is given to CMHC, which is a government corporation, to give the loan to the bank. So bank is smart, they want to protect themselves. So let's go to city-pro.net and go to the buying and select calculator. So when you go to the page calculator, you click on the calculator, it will ask you what is the value of your property. So what is the purchase? Land transfer tax calculation. So it will ask you, go, step 1 will be to enter the purchase value that you're buying. Second option will be selecting Toronto, Ontario, if you want to calculate the taxes for residential property. And you have an option if you are a first-time buyer, because you will get about $4,000 rebate from Ontario government when you are transferring, doing a land transfer tax. Your lawyer will ask you to sign affidavit, and they will claim that $4,000. If you are in Toronto, it doubles that. So if you go to my website, city-pro.net, from buying or selling, go to buying and drop it calculator. You just plug information, it gives you the report. So that will be the, for example, let's assume that you have a 600,000 house and you plug the information and it's Toronto, and you have selected that Toronto, and then you will be able to calculate that amount. So now you go back and this give you the amount. So you have taken that amount, put in your Excel sheet. Now you're going to go back and look at the other scenarios, and then for mortgage loan calculation. So basically you click on the loan calculation sheet, it will give you a spread of information. Obviously, they will ask you, are you doing a renewal or refinancing? Is a purchase, what is the asking price? So they will tell you, okay, what is the mortgage insurance? What is the mortgage rate that you have obtained from the lender? So then you can also, if you need any cash, what kind of cash you need, and monthly expenses, you insert that information, you insert your interest rate, and you select the amortization schedule. This website will create that for you automatically, and you know how much you can calculate this amount. And then you go back and say what you can buy. You go back on the other page. I'm going to go back again and show you that this is why it's very, very important for you to calculate. Now, the other thing is called affordability. Again, they want to know what is your income is, how much your expenses are, including your property taxes. You have to pay land, if a condominium, condo fees, or heating or maintenance. So you have to say that information. On the one side, it will talk about credit card, other loans, car payment, because these are the common things that you will be using in terms of arranging a affordability. So based on that, if you plug in the information, they will automatically tell you how much you qualify. First important thing is to find out how much you qualify in the privacy of your home. You don't need to share information with anyone. You are able to calculate this on our website, city-pro.net. Go to buying and click on the calculator. It's be there. You don't need to ask any question. Just plug in the information. So when you want to look at the affordability, you need to know what is your income is, what are your expenses. So once you put those in, and obviously property that you're going to buy, it could be property taxes, there are maintenance. If it's a condominium, you have the condo fees. And on one side, you will have all of us will have a credit cards, and we have a car payments or any other loans. You put them in, and you select the interest rate that you have, the system will provide you, and then you just calculate amortization. You say, okay, 25 or 30-year amortization. The mortgage rates are right now calculated based on 5.25, the stress test by Aussie rules. So you have to watch that. You qualify based on 5.25, and mortgage rate right now, variables are almost 2.5 plus, and 5-year fix is going there. Why it's happening is because you have inflation is almost 6% in Canada. So inflation rate creates a problem, and then mortgage rate was so low, everybody was creating a debt, buying property because affordability was much higher. Now they want to control the inflation and to make sure that things are not getting expensive. As you can see, your food prices have gone up. You go for a haircut, you end up paying $5 more. Everything has increased because of pandemic effect. Production was an issue, manufacturing was an issue, construction was an issue, transportation issue. Look at the gas prices. If you are using a premium, you're paying $2.50 plus liter. So this is very expensive. So inflation, to control the inflation, the Bank of Canada has now increased. So the moment you increase your interest rate, obviously the price of the property start declining because the buyer will not qualify. If you qualify or you are paying a mortgage, for example, I am doing a mortgage, 1.69% I negotiated last year for a small amount. I talked to the lender because I'm a principal broker. Now they're offering 4.95, almost 5% for 5-year fix. So if my mortgage is 500 based on, let's say, 2%, so that means it's going to be a lot more. It's triple the mortgage impact. Affordability is a big issue. So I would recommend to you, go to city-pro.net and calculate what is the land transfer tax, make a note of that, look at your affordability and see what you can afford. And it will tell you exactly what you can afford. And then you talk to the lender of your choice and see and bargain. Remember that you will be qualified based on 5.25%, the OFC rules, because they added 2% as a contingency fee, just in case the fluctuation of rate, you don't default on your payment. And this is why it's very, very important that you manage your budget. We're going to talk about the real estate because it has really impacted it. We have reports that I'm going to share with you for May 2022 reports, what is happening in the market. But again, if you are in a buying a property, the most important thing is for you is to calculate your costs, create your budget, and to see what you can afford. If you cannot calculate a value of the house that you want to buy, why you want to put an offer on a property? It's against the law to falsify misinformation and asking someone to do the documentation to get you the mortgage. Those self-employed who are not declaring income and living in a big house, they could be subject to audit someday. Because how can you afford a house that you don't declare income and you got a big mortgage? How did you get the mortgage? And this is very important for all real estate professionals to ask your client to make sure they do their affordability test, what they can afford. And based on that, two things will happen. First of all, you have a serious buyer who's going to qualify based on the income and criteria. Number two, is going to discourage those people not to go and put an offer on it. There's something they can't qualify and hold a property. This happens to me too, 1 or 2 times, that buyer put an offer on the property through another broker, but they didn't bring the deposit. Oh, because they've overpaid the price because of competition going on. But that creates a problem for the realtor. If somebody complains this guy, then you get trouble because you, as a part of the fiduciary duty, supposed to prepare the buyer. Before you waste a time, what will happen if you secure a deal, agreement to purchase, sale, firm offer, and then you don't give deposit, and market goes down the way it is going right now. And if there is a gap, if the opportunity for the seller to sell that property at a lower price, then he is going to come after you. And there is a breach of contract. And those treated very serious matter when you sign an agreement of purchase and sale and as a firm offer, unconditional. So we need to avoid that situation by creating a budget for the buyer. So I highly recommend to all of you, viewers who are watching, please create the budget. Go to city-pro.net, go to buying, click on the calculator, find out if you are a first-time home buyer, there are some programs as with CMHC. In addition to buying a property, that you will get a high value ratio, a loan to value ratio insurance, because if you are paying less than 20%, CMHC also have a program where they do equity sharing. If you put 5% down, they will put 5% down, but they will equity share 5% with you until you dispose of the property. And there is a very clear direction on that. We have talked about that in our previous episode on Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. So it's very, very important to talk to someone who's very familiar with the first-time home buyer program. So what happens is the equity sharing is that you pay 5%, the CMHC will give you 5%. There is no interest on that money. But at the end of the term, or if you sell the property, whatever the sale value is, that 5% of the sale value, you will give it back to CMHC. If price goes up, appreciation will go down. If price goes down, they will reduce the amount. This is 5% of the value. So this is a very good program for the first-time buyer. And also I recommend that if you are a young couple or young friends, you want to start building your equity, it's a good idea that 2-3 friends can get together, sign, agree to put together money to build their equity. So this is highly recommended, because come to me, I can explain to you, 2 or 3 friends, they want to start, they can afford it, each one have a $10,000-$15,000. So you bring all 3 together. So you bought the first property under with CMHC with 5% down, and now you live together, and down the line, couple of years down the line, you sell it, you have equity, you want it again. You can have the same 3 partners, or you may end up with 2 partners, because you have created some equity by buying your first property. Right now, based on the price hike, what happened is the biggest problem is the down payment. So parents are helping their kids, and so is you. If you want to live in a house, your own house, you want to start building your equity, and you can, 2 friends can get together and buy the property, and then you make sure it's a common tenancy. And then because common tenancy, each one has their own right, and nobody can take over each other's rights. So it's signed by the same responsibility of the mortgage, sign the mortgage, have an agreement at the same time, same price, same document. So when you dispose of, you both have built some equity and you put it together. A time will come with a couple of transactions, each one will buy their own property. So this is how you do it if you are not able to afford yourself. It may be challenging because of privacy with a couple, but young professional, boys or girls, can do that instead of renting it. Because a small 1-bedroom apartment, 1 or 2-bedroom apartment is costing almost $2,700 per month. So while mortgage will be maybe slightly more because of increased rate, but if you take the variable, it's probably going to cost you the same, because when you pay a mortgage, about 35–40% of that mortgage payment will go toward principal. So if you deduct that from the rent, you are better off, plus the value of the unit will appreciate. Look at what happened. In last 2 years, over 30% value of the property has increased. Highest ever recorded in the COVID era. You're watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. And if you have any question regarding any topic of real estate or mortgage, please call 647-484-0018. We're going to take a short break and we'll give you the market update on real estate. Thank you.
So, now it's fully renovated. Live catering, barbecue, tandoor, जलेबियाँ और fresh naan. तकरीब आपके घर में हो या घर से बाहर, Zoc is providing full service now, and Zoc has opened a new banquet hall, garden event center. आपका Zoc देखकर लोग कहेंगे क्या Zoc है आपका? Call right now 905-625-7786. Zoc वालों के लिए.
दुनिया में सबसे ज्यादा पसंद किया जाने वाला टीवी शो खबरहार अब आ रहा है आपके शहर में, आपके पसंदीदा होस्ट आफ्ताब इकबाल के साथ, जिसमें होंगे सखावत नाज, सीम पुन्नू, काशा गुल, असद कैफी, अजहर रंगीला, उबीन गबोल,
मेरे टाइगरो,
बब्बू राना,
खबरहार दी टीम ना आ रहा, मैं को वाजियां वाली टीम ना नहीं आ रहा,
और वहीद खान।
अगर आप हमें करीब से देखना चाहते हैं तो आपको आना पड़ेगा
26 जून शाम 5 बजे
कैनेडियन कन्वेंशन सेंटर ब्रैम्पटन में।
टिकटां ते एडवांस बुकिंग ਲਈ राबता करो ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੰਬਰਾਂ ਤੇ।
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੰਬਰਾਂ ਤੇ।
मुस्लिम वुमेन कॉर्नर्स आपकी खिदमत में लेकर आ रहे हैं आउटडोर कार्निवाल। जी हां, आउटडोर कार्निवाल जहां बच्चों और बड़ों के लिए और जवानों के लिए भी बेइंतहा फन की चीजें मौजूद हैं। 2 और 3 जुलाई को मेंटोर कॉलेज मिसिसागा में दोपहर 12 बजे से रात 9 बजे तक जारी और सारी रहेगा। बच्चों के लिए तफरीह सवारी, फूड, खूबसूरत कपड़े और खूबसूरत बलबुसात के स्टॉल भी शामिल होंगे, जहाँ फ्री एडमिशन है, फ्री पार्किंग है और जनाब बहुत बेहतरीन अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि आप अपनी फैमिली सेलिब्रेट की। आप आना मत भूलिएगा, अपनी फैमिली और फ्रेंड्स को बता दीजिए कि डेट याद रखें 2 और 3 जुलाई को दोपहर 12 बजे से लेकर रात के 9 बजे तक मेगा इवेंट में जरूर तशरीफ लेकर।
The team of two, just for you.
Ahmad and Shala Jafri, the team of two just for you, bringing you the world's largest Eid festival, July 2nd and from July 6th, every day till Chandra at Maple Banquet Hall, Mississauga.
Fashion show, food, music, variety of stalls. Free admission and parking. Call Shala at 647-273-2393.
सियासत से तिजारत तक
सबसे पहले घबराना नहीं,
तालीम से मईशत तक,
आपके जेब पे डाका डालना जानते हैं,
सेहत से सनत तक,
तो चोर घर में आ चुका है जनाब स्पीकर।
हुकूमती ऐवानों से चाय खानों तक कोई नहीं बच पाएगा तकरार से। कौन, कब, कैसे, क्यों जैसे सवाल बनते हैं मौजू प्रोग्राम तकरार में। देखते रहिए तकरार, कनाडा से बराह रास्त समीना जबीन के साथ, मंडे टू फ्राइडे सिर्फ आवाज एंटरटेनमेंट पर।
Sacred Hand Canada is helping communities more than a decade.
Here is our food bank, one of the most important aspects of our organization. Here is where we provide our clients with the highest quality produce, meat, and dairy products to suit their needs.
Here at Sacred Hand Canada, we provide more than 125 hot meals per day to individuals who cannot afford it. This includes seniors, international students, and people in general who cannot cook for themselves.
Here at Sacred Hand Canada, we provide free clothing and household items to newcomers, refugees, and those in need. This is our way of helping the environment by recycling, reusing, and giving back to the community.
Here at Sacred Hand Canada, we believe every child deserves an education. This is why we started the free tutoring program from kindergarten to grade 8.
So this is the community room. This is a room where we run all of our programs here at Sacred Hand Canada. So I can use this room as an escape to escape from whatever they're dealing with.
So here at Sacred Hand Canada, we provide deliveries for our clients. This is an extension of our food bank for our clients who are unable to have transportation to come to our office.
Your generous donation will help us to reach many more to support for the food, shelters, and medical. Please donate generously. Visit our location,
5004 Timberley Boulevard, Unit 2629. You can reach us by calling 905-624-0333. If you have any need or any help, do not hesitate to contact us. We'll be more than happy to help you.
डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस पिछले 16 सालों से खरीदारों की खिदमत कर रहे हैं। हम लगातार 4 सालों से खरीदारों की पहली पसंद बने रहने का अवार्ड हासिल कर चुके हैं। हम किचनर्स, बॉश, वर्लपूल, एलजी, सैमसंग और जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ लें। हम आप सभी को टीवी सबसे ज्यादा रियायती दामों पर देने की गारंटी देते हैं। www.dixieelectronics.ca हमारी वेबसाइट पर जाएं या अभी कॉल करें 905-625-5900। सभी बहुत ही मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब हैं जो आप बाआसानी से ले सकते हैं। At Dixie, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
Welcome to Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I'm a fellow of Royal Institute of Canada broker record for City Pro Realty Inc. brokerage. We're talking about inflation that is causing concern. Inflation happens when income of the government is lower than the expenses. They spend more money than what they make, and they have to borrow the money to survive. Inflation costs of producing, manufacturing go up. Pandemic, lockdown created opportunity for people to stay home, not to produce anything. Your production went 20%, some manufacturing plant went zero production for over a period of 1 year or more during this 26 months of pandemic. So your costs of goods gone up, your cost of gasoline gone up because there's Ukraine-Russia war going on. It has affected the energy prices globally. Your gasoline, you go to the gasoline, you see the price. Employment opportunity has affected. Construction has affected. There was a strike on construction. Over 15,000 construction workers walk away in Ontario. Food, supply and demand. When we have this pandemic, we have a low rate. Multiple bidding war was happening. But the moment interest rate going up, all those government programs are squeezing or ending, or they ended. And Bank of Canada started increasing the borrowing rate, interest rate. Bank has increased them, and you can see sale transaction. We're going to talk about the sale update and market condition in 905 and 416 area. And this is caused because supply and demand is the issue. And during our episode, I pointed out a few things. Number one, we have a shortage of housing. Based on Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation, there are about shortage of 45 to 55,000 units across Canada. We already have that shortage. Then pandemic hit us, construction effort will slow down, and it takes about 3 years to create a subdivision, almost 5 years to build a high-rise vertical building. So that means supply that starts today is not available to the consumer in the next 2.5, 3 years and 5 years. So it's not going to affect your supply right now because you still have a shortage. The government of Ontario had a report, and they improved few things. They're financing or budgeting, providing funds to municipality to expedite planning and development department to expedite the approval process. You have seen that report we have shared in our episode. Federal government was doing some initiative. They haven't come out, but you can see the price has declining. I'm going to talk to you May to May pricing, and then I'm going to go back what is happening in 2022, and then we talk. Let's talk about it. in sales 21 to 22 based on Toronto Regional Real Estate Board TRAB data for 2021 sales, total sale 7,283 in 22, 11,903, a minus 38.8% in May to May this year. Our new listing was 18,679, and then you have in 2022, so 2021 we have 18,593, so 0.5% increase. That means more supply is coming. In previous report we talked about minus supply, now is coming. Active listing, we have 15,433 listing in 2022, and last year we have in 2021 12,247. So there is a 26% increase more listing as compared to last year. In February, you can see that the listing was less. So that means more supply is coming. Is it because of impact of new mortgage rates? Yes, it does. So you have more listing available for sale now. So things are changing from buyer to the seller, and now seller to the buyer. Average price last May to this May. We have two reports that I'm going to share with you. This is the last May to this May. In 2022 is $1,212,806 average price. It talks about all houses. It's a very generic report. In 2021, the generic report for average price was $1,108,124. So there is an increase of 9.4% from last May to this May. Average list day on property is increased by 1 day, and average day property day on the market from 15 to 18. So it's taking a little bit longer to sell. So I'm going to give you the average price now, and then we're going to go back to the for 2022. Is very, very important. It gets confusing when you talk about May to May, but there is a decline in 2022, and we're going to share that with you, so you know that. So detached home, I'm going to round the figures. In 416 is 1.9 million. In 905 is 1,432,000. Sammy is in 416 1,426,000, and 905 is 1,044,000. A townhome is 1,045,000 in 416, and 958,000 in 905. Condo apartment is 793,000 in 416, and average price of 722,000. These are average prices. You have to remember, you have to connect with your real estate professional. He will create a CMA for you for your location to determine the real value of your property. This is very, very important for you to know that. So sale decline in 416, I'm going to say general decline for detached home 40.9% in both 905 and 416. Semi declined 38.9%. Townhome declined 42.4%. And condo declined 31.6% sales. Now let's talk about increase, the average price. So increase of detached home 11.5% in 416 and 7.8% in 905. For semi-detached, 7.5 in 416 and 14.1 in 905. Townhome, 10.4% in 416 and 13.8% in 905. And condo apartment, 10.5 in 416 and 19.7 in 905. So it shows that month to month, the prices are increasing. Month to month from last May to this May, the word that I'm going to share with you is, when you talk about last May, that's a 1 year away. It's a good idea to see how much is increasing for that point. But what is happening in 2022? This is very important. So in January, our TRAB report, there was an average price of among all was 1,242,267. It jumped in February 2022 to 1,333,399. This is the highest jump price in the average price in 2022. Now, since then, it has declined. In March, it sold 1.3 million, so it declined 33,300. From February to March, 33,300. Then in April, it went down from 1.3 million to 1,253,567. I'm just going to round it up. About $46,000 decline from March to April. So you have a 33 before, 40 now, 46 now, so add them up. Then in May, it further went down, 1,212,806. So now from April to May, I'm going to round again, is about 41,000 decline again. So 41,000, 46,000, and 33,000, add them up. That is decline in the month, in the year 2022, so far as of 31st May 2021, 22. So you can see that this is actual monthly of decline. Consecutive 3 months price has decreased. Why? It's because interest rate is going up. It has to do with affordability. How many people will qualify? This is why I said the mortgage affordability is very critical, that you should calculate the value whether you can qualify or not before you buy the property. Go through the process. So if you were able to qualify for $1 million before, you may only qualify for $800,000 this time. And this is why it's very important. No, those people who have bought the property in January, February, and closing in June, July, they're going to have a rude awakening. They're going to be talking to an appraiser. Banker is going to be sending an appraiser to evaluate the property. When you put 20% down, the risk is with the lender, which is bank. And they want to verify to make sure what is the true appraised value of the property. Appraisal is also a calculation based on knowledge and experience of the person. Data, you're looking at cost approach, comparable approach, they look at the lot, they look at all the sold properties, they calculate a value. And based on that, bank will give the money. If you had a commitment for a mortgage, that is not insurance that you will get that mortgage amount. What will happen if your appraised value comes $200,000 less than what you bought for? Who's going to fill the gap? This is very important. When you are creating a budget, you must have a contingency. This is why it's very important to work with a very thorough gentleman or lady who is experienced dealing with a first-time home buyer. They're licensed to practice real estate, but they have, each one has a different experience. So talk to them. Call me 905-785-9923 or my cell number 416-451-3489. I'd be more than happy to help you to understand this, to avoid. There are lots of potential. We have one of our clients have to spend more money because they were told not to do it. We document these things. Don't buy it at this moment, or you you will face the consequences. So, but our client has the money, they prepared for it and they bought it. This is why it's very, very important to calculate the budget and check the strength of your buyer. They have a set aside funds to deal with the contingency. It's very, very important. At this moment, there will be a tremendous opportunity for the buyers to buy property, provided that they are well prepared. So call me, 416-451. I'll be more than happy to help. You're watching Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. To watch all episodes, visit realtycoffeetalk.com and subscribe my YouTube channel. If you wish to advertise on Awaz Entertainment, please call 647-484-0018 and ask for Miss Jabeen. She will give you a special discount. You can, for $500, you bring a 30-second video. They broadcast it for 10 times a day for 30 days, only because you are a viewer of Realty Coffee Talk on Awaz Entertainment. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. at the same time on Thursday. Bye for now. May God bless you all. May God bless Canada. Bye for now.